Welcome to the Mr. Fantasy Freak first video interview. I'm here today, joined by Eric Rule.
Alex, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Yep, I am Alex Weisner. Michael is out today, so it'll just be a one-on-one interview. Eric, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I go to Central Methodist University. I play baseball there, and I'm about to graduate in May with a business management degree.
That's terrific. And how's the team looking this year?
We are looking pretty well. You know, we kind of struggled at the beginning of the year. We went down to Oklahoma and kind of had a rough start, but past couple of weeks we've been picking it up. You know, our pitching has been pretty solid lately, and we're in the heart of the conference schedule right now, and you know, we have 2 games tomorrow that we need to pick up against Moval, but overall we're doing pretty well, and we're just going to ride this little win streak on out until we get to the conference tournament, where hopefully we can do some big things and hopefully make it to the national tournament for the first time in a long time.
Quite a while. Yep. Central Methodist Eagles on the rise with their baseball program led by Eric, helping out the team in many different ways. How does the team look this year moving forward now?
Well, you know, we have about 10 guys that will be graduating this year, myself included, and, you know, Coach Smith has done a real good job with, you know, building the program from where it started, because when he first got here there was only, I think they had 2 or 3 wins when he first got here, and, you know, we've been building each and every year, and, it's been great to be in that transition with him because, you know, I've grown with him along for the ride, and, you know, we're looking pretty good for the future. We got some good talent there that is not going to graduate, and then we also have some good guys coming in within the next year. So we should be looking pretty well for the next couple of years ahead.
That's good to hear. Good for the program, like I said. Now tell me a little bit about your summer job. I understand that's very interesting.
Yes, I actually coach a 17U prospect team out of St. Louis called the St. Louis Sting. We were founded a couple years ago, and I actually coached a different team for the past couple years, but I got a great opportunity to join the Sting this year, and I'm really excited, and I know along with myself and the 2 other coaches, we're looking forward to a great summer.
And these other coaches you mentioned, how do they help you with your strategy, with building the team, your philosophy as a coach?
Yeah, Blake Elsner and Jonathan Webb are both my assistant coaches this year. Blake has been, with me for the past couple years. He actually played for me, and he has, a great understanding of the game of baseball, and, he's going to be a great guy on the bench to help motivate the players. If we're down, he'll give them a little pick-me-up. He's just a great person to be around and just knows the game real well. And Jonathan is the same way. I just met Jonathan this past year. He was an assistant coach last year for the Sting, so me coming in as a new guy kind of helps me transition along with Blake because, Jonathan's known some of these guys for, a year or so, kind of knows their tendencies, knows, how to relate to them in certain ways that I may not know just yet. So it's great to know that I have a guy out there that can help me, along the way.
Ease into the transition of joining a new team and new players. Now, your strategy on the field in terms of managing, what do you like to focus on as a manager? Are you more of like a defensive first? Do you like power bats, pitching first?
I think every team is different. You have, for instance, last year I coached a team that was based solely on power. So when we came to the plate, we had a goal of scoring at least 2 to 3 runs an inning, because last year our motto was domination. I know that sounds a little goofy, but that's how we did it. Last year when I was coaching, the guys were they were in it for the love of the game. They really were, and that's what I'm going to try and bring out of these guys this year is to work hard at what you do. Get better at it every single day. Us coaches are there for them to get better each and every single day. And the way we built this team was on defense and pitching, really. If you think about it, most games are about pitching.
Of course. I
mean, you look at any game from high school all the way up to the big leagues, it's about pitching and defense. And, our offense will be fine, I think, but it's going to be solely on pitching and defense this year. If we can have a good, solid starting rotation along with solid defense where we limit our errors to maybe one or none a game, that's going to be the key this year. And I hope that, with some hard work and some dedication, we're going to be pretty good.
And that's good to hear. I wish the best for the St. Louis Sting this season. Now, you know that this is a fantasy sports show, empire, whatever you want to call it. Do you yourself play fantasy sports?
I sure do, Alex. I actually play fantasy baseball and fantasy football.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your teams.
Well, last year I ended up winning the fantasy baseball league. I had a surprise. It's the first year I'd done fantasy baseball in a couple of years.
Okay.
And so, we were drafting, and I ended up drafting in the middle of the pack. And it's kind of interesting because one of my key players was Curtis Granderson, and it was a lucky pick.
Yeah.
It was late in the rounds, and I was just like, well, I'll take another outfielder, and he ended up putting up massive numbers last year.
Like 41 home runs or something close to that.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
It was insane, and so, but the main reason I won fantasy baseball was because of pitching, and I had Roy Halladay. Cliff Lee.
Talked about that.
Yeah. I had really good closers in Mariano Rivera.
Always nice to have him.
Oh yeah. And then I also had the Detroit closer, Valverde, and he didn't blow any saves last year, but first game this year kind of screwed him. But and then so I ended up winning the baseball league last year, and then football I ended up taking second, lost by 2 points.
Respectable.
Yes, but. I swear to this day, if Andre Johnson would have been healthy this year, he's been my first round pick the past 3 years in a row. My favorite, that's my boy right there.
Andre
Johnson,
I
wide
understand.
receiver Texans, baby.
You are a Texans fan and you are a Rams fan. Entering this season, tell me a little bit about the future of the Rams. We'll start with the Rams.
The Rams did a good thing in trading that number 2 overall pick.
Yes.
I think they did a great job in getting some more draft picks for that. It was probably the best move that they've made in years.
Yeah.
I think it'll, within the next couple of years, getting those 2 draft picks in the first rounds will help them build a nice, solid young core to hopefully get that greatest show on turf back.
Yeah, and that would be nice. I have them picking Justin Blackmon in the first round with the 6th pick. How do you feel about that?
Justin Blackmon, I totally agree with you.
Yep.
If he doesn't go before the Rams better take him, is all I'm saying, because he's got some talent, and he is going places.
And pairing him with Steven Jackson and Sam Bradford is a nice, that's the core you're talking about to build for the future.
Exactly. But the Rams also need to think about their offensive line, because if they can't keep Bradford off his butt, then,
it's a good point.
There's no point in having all the young talent around him if, we don't have an offensive line.
Now, tell me a little bit about the Texans.
Woo, boy. I don't know. It was a rough seeing Mario Williams leave.
Oh, yeah.
But I still think with Andre Johnson and Shaw healthy, and
Arian Foster as well.
If Arian Foster can have another great year like he did the past 2, they'll be fine. They'll be back in the AFC playoff picture, and it'll be great to see, hopefully, the Rams and Texans someday playing in the Super Bowl.
Well, we all have our dreams.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric, for doing the first official on-camera interview for the Mr. Fantasy Freak show. Go ahead, go to our website, MrFantasyFreak.com, to review all of our video casts, our podcasts, and everything. So stay tuned for that. It'll be updated daily. Thank you all, and thank you, Eric.
Alex, thank you.